sometimes it's really sad when a relationship ends.
Sure.
And there's a grief period that needs to happen before you're ready to hop into a new relationship.
Mm-hmm. Is it necessary to really forgive a past partner to kind of heal that before you can move on into a new relationship? Or can people heal old wounds in a new relationship? Is that healthy too?
Forgiveness is often, I mean, not for the other person, it's for you. It's a decision to no longer be a victim. And it's a decision that what has impacted you, you begin to realize doesn't have to define you from now on. And so anytime that somebody says to you, well, aren't you spiritual? Why can't you forgive me? Well, it's an achievement. It's a psychological maturational achievement to be able to move out of the victim and say, I understand that you're a human being and I'm a human being, and what you did is not totally a reflection on me. I may have really done a lot of things that made the relationship vulnerable, but I'm going to look at what I can learn and do and grow, and that's where you can learn and do and grow in the next relationship.
I think if you take the time to examine what went wrong and really look at your part and be accountable for your part and make sense of what didn't work, A, you won't repeat that again, and two, in doing that, you can reach a place of compassion and forgiveness for yourself and possibly your partner, so that you're not walking around blaming and resentment, and then you go into the next relationship and you end up trying to right the wrong with your next partner. So I think it's highly beneficial.
I think we have to recognize that sometimes it's really sad when a relationship ends.
Sure.
And there's a grief period that needs to happen before you're ready to hop into a new relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And just give that time.
Well, that's kind of like making sure that the seat has come open, right? Because a lot of people replace people before the seat is really empty. And then, yeah, that's a problem, right? Well, from a neuroscience point of view, you know, in terms of forgiveness and forgetting, our brains are built actually more for war than for love. And so, and there's an evolutionary reason, survival reason for that. So we remember where not to go to get hurt or killed again. And so we're more likely to remember things like that that have been hurtful. And since our brains are 99% automatic, the likelihood that we're going to bring this other memory into the relationship, next relationship, is about 100%. And so it would be nice to be able to override that with thought. But ultimately, it's going to be the help of the other partner that's going to help repair that injury. If that partner is willing to do it and understands it.
The new partner.
The new partner, yeah. But also, a lot of people become the perpetrator of their own injury. And so somebody who has been hurt has to also be careful not to be that person.
I think without some examination of the relationship, then you could repeat finding the same partner because you're still trying to work out that childhood wound, or you're still trying to work out some of the reactivity you have or the triggers, and without self-examining, you tend to just keep repeating that.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that, again, if we're picking by familiarity, it's not so much that I'm trying to redo that thing, it's that I keep recognizing me and you representing all these other people. And so it just happens to be that way, another opportunity to fix or to make it worse. But it's a different way of looking at it.
No, I agree. But then even if it's in the second relationship, taking the time to really get conscious and do the healing and understand their attachment styles, their relationship styles, because otherwise they'll just keep repeating it. You hear people say, I married the same person 4 times. So,
which is actually not true. But.
So I think the consciousness, and really, whether it's going to a therapist or reading books that help you in that way so that you don't keep repeating the same.
Again, it's sort of letting go of the bitterness, in the sense that if I keep swallowing the bitterness, you know, and hoping you'll die from it, that's not getting into any new relationship. That's not opening up to what's available. There's no room. You haven't left the seat, is what you're saying.
Do you believe that people should be in individual therapy, or do you think that individual therapy should be accomplished within couple therapy?
I think the latter.
Good. That's how I feel, yes.
My husband and I actually work as co-therapists, so he can see the man while I see the woman, and that's great. Everybody can't do that, but we can learn as the therapist, and they can learn as the client that you can't do in a couple. So it's important to do that.
So it sounds like what the panel is saying is that forgiveness of an ex is not necessary to move into a new relationship. If there's current challenges, you need to work on what's going on in that relationship, but you don't have to stop yourself from moving forward into a new love if you have to forgive an ex. Do that work in the new relationship.